Welcome and welcome back. Hi. How is everyone doing? Are we being extra? Yes. Yes. Okay. Again, welcome back. I want to say something right away. I would like to say welcome to the new viewers. I'm glad you are here. Hopefully, you find something interesting in this podcast. I am Stephanos. This is Be Extra, a knitting podcast by Stephanos. And yesterday, when I was still outside enjoying the Saturday of this long weekend, if you live in the United States, this is Memorial Day weekend. I got a notification from YouTube saying M to the third, Mackenzie, saying you got a mentioned from Mackenzie from M to the third. I follow Mackenzie. They are really funny. They have a YouTube by themselves, but they also have a YouTube with their friend. They call it sibling energy, but they're not siblings, and they're queer knitters. And they were making a list, an episode where it has a list of 20 plus queer alt, knitting or fashion or creators or crafters podcast. And I was listed as one of the podcasts, and I was so surprised. I did not even know Mackenzie watches this channel. So, and then Mackenzie mentioned to their followers to check everyone on the list and follow them. And since then, there's an increase in the followers of this Be Extra Knitting channel. So if you're new from Mackenzie's YouTube, welcome. Hopefully you find something interesting. And just to introduce myself, my name is Stephanos. I call this Be Extra because it's a funny story. I'm not a traditional knitter. Basically, I started knitting heavily during or beginning of pandemic. I mean, before that, growing up. So I'm from Indonesia originally, and growing up, we have what do you call, like a craft class. So under arts, we have crafting, we have music and dance class. And for the crafting, they always have to segregate the genders based on the students' gender. So the girls learn how to crochet, and the boys learn how to woodwork or something like that. But I always know how to crochet because I always, I paid attention to both teachers. So when the girls are crocheting, I know that how they crochet, and I have sisters, so whatever projects they were working on, I can practice on those. So, but knitting is only when the pandemic started, and I utilize YouTube. The first YouTube podcast that I found or ran into is the Arna and Carlos knitting channel. And they're, I would say, I like Arna and Carlos. They like to show techniques. In their YouTube, they still have a lot of resources for knitting technique. How to, for example, how to make a sweater or how to stick a sweater, full with really great videos. And so that's my starting point. So pandemic started. I picked up some yarn, and I started making a sweater. I did not know anything about Ravelry at that time, so all I know was, the I'm sorry about the airplane noise. Arno and Carlos side. So I just designed my own sweater right away. And the first design, you can follow my Instagram or this YouTube channel back from the previous videos or the first video, was this color work that is on the yoke, because I was watching Sheets Creek, and David has this sweater with the what do you call, like with his his sweater. If you follow Sheets Creek, one of those sweater. And after that, I met some people on in the Zoom meeting from Facebook, and from there I picked up more knitting skills by just hanging out with people on the knitting Zoom. So the knitting is Knitting Bartender, and Knitting Bartender is led by Keenan. And if you want to see my interview with Keenan last year, I interviewed Keenan back in March when I visited New Orleans. But anyway, in the Knitting Bartenders, I met my really close knitting friends. Even until now, we go to Rhinebeck, every other year, if we can all go. And from there, I know that people don't really start picking up knitting by designing their sweater right away. And and then after that, I started doing everything that I like, to think, or I like to wear. So even if there's no pattern out there, I don't really mind designing myself. But the thing is, I don't publish my designs. But because of that, there's like an inside joke that I'm so extra in knitting. But I'm taking this saying, be extra, and turning it into a positive vibe. Meaning, be extra is to support or to encourage people to pick up that skill that you think you don't have and you are not ready to learn, but actually by doing it, you're learning right away. So don't be afraid if you don't know how to, if you're new in a craft, or let's say you're new in knitting and you've been knitting like whatever that you start with, but you really want to make a garment, go for it. You can start with some affordable yarn, or you can reuse yarn from a sweater that you have, or a sweater from a thrift store that you found, like a really nice wool yarn in a sweater in a thrift store is really affordable way of getting yarn, like really good yarn. So meaning that if you start with this really lower barrier or lower cost, it will give you freedom to create. So that's what it is. Be extra is be free in creating. Don't be afraid. Don't It's okay to listen to the social norm when let's say you go into knit night or sit and stitch, where you're trying to pick up some or be in a community while picking up some skill. And if they suggest you to start with something simple, but you want to make a garment, I am the person who will say, go for it, go make your garment. Don't worry, pick up the stitch. It's just stick. I always call it this. It's just sticks and what do you call it? Stick and string. It's nothing serious. Anyway, that is 10 minutes of what Be Extra is. So again, if you're new here, welcome. Now, Let's get to it. Okay. Okay, let's pose. Oh, I do need a front page image, so maybe I do this. What am I wearing? All right. So, since last episode, I have made one, two, three, four finished objects, and I'm about to cast on my next work in progress. Oh, another thing, I am a knitter who likes to knit one project at a time, meaning I don't really have multiple projects on multiple needles. People call it monogamous knitters. Maybe that's what I am. But I do have a secret project that I will never bind off, and it's a king size blanket that I started when I started knitting, but I leave it op- endless as an endless project because I would like to see the progression of my knitting since the beginning. And by going back into that project, I can see how I have changed, and it's really interesting to know. It's just for myself, it's for no one else. Even if I don't finish the blanket, it's fine. But I like, so, but other than that, I am a really one project at a time person. So meaning that if I finish something, I really need to start casting on, and that's where I am right now. I just finished the fourth object that I'm going to show you today. Yes, last night and actually last afternoon, but when I got back home, I just don't want to work or cast on another thing because which I will tell you why, and maybe you can help me. It is a designing process. And another thing, I really love designing process more than casting on a new project. Does anyone have that what do you call feeling? If you ask me to cast on something, let's say buy this pattern, cast on, and then look another pattern, cast on, look another pattern, not my thing. But if you ask me design something, I will start designing, and then I will have it in my mind, like this thinking process. Even though I might not have it as a final object at the end, but I just like that process. Anyway, because I finished my last project, I did not cast on, but I will cast on today, and that will be my whip. So I have zero whip. How many knitting channels can say I have zero whip and I have multiple finished objects? Be extra. That's one of the channels that will say that. All right. So I have zero whip and I have four finished objects. Let's go. So the first one is this right here. This diva is a this diva is called a bucket hat. I use this. I used raffia from Ipsy Rookies raffia. I got this from two places: Knit Tapestry from New Jersey, and also Knitty City in New York City. And basically, this is crochet. I can take it off, but again, no pattern. But I went to Milan this April and also last summer, and I was window shopping one of this and high-end designer, and then one of the high-end designer, if you see this, maybe you have seen, they have all raffia crochet hats and something like this. So I'm like, and it costs so much. I'm like, I want to make that. So I made it. So this is using leftover raffia yarn that I used for my niece's birthday last year. or no, actually, just a birthday, not a birthday, just a gift, which is a handbag. Oh yes, a bag for her electronics, because she's growing up, 8 years old, and the school has all kind of things nowadays. But so it's a really cute shoulder crochet bag, but because of I have left over, I don't know why I have four skeins left over of raffia. I made this. I actually made two. So this is the second one. I will show you the prototype. The prototype did not really work, but the second one works really amazingly. So I started with the top here. If you crochet, you know all the terms by using the magic loop. What do you call magic loops? And is it magic loop or magic some circle something, not magic loop for knitting but for crochet to start ahead, and then you increase in the round but flat with, I think this is using a double crochet. Is it double crochet or half double crochet? I think a half double crochet. So I increase it until I got the circumference of my widest part of my head, but plus 2 more inches. As you can see, this is actually bigger than my head, but because I like the feeling of larger hat for the summer bucket hat, this turns out to be 25 inch in circumference. It's 25 inches in circumference. I have really huge head. That's another thing why, even if I have the extra money to get this from the designer store, I don't think they have the size for my hat because my hat is really huge. Growing up, when back home, we went to a private school, and we always have uniform. The hat is always like sitting at the very top of my head because it just doesn't cover my whole head. So yeah, 25 inches. After I reach 25 inches in circumference, I just do this double crochet, stitch, double crochet, stitch, double crochet to make this type of like squares. But then when I get to here, it's just double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. I don't skip anything to get the triangle form. And then once I hit this length, I just started with single crochet with the black raffia all the way down here, but just increase every other row. So here I increase every row, but this one is increase every other row to make the the shape, what do you call, not flat but this rim shape. And at the end I just steam it with my Rowenta, what do you call, iron. And then I wanted to use a, what do you call, starch to make the shape hold up, but I don't have starch, but I have wig glue, or not wig glue, it was a wig what, mousse, uh, from a Halloween. But I don't wear wig. This is my hair, and it works well. I mean, it will hold initially, but then, as you can see here, it will go back down. Not really keeping in shape for a long time, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, I really love how it turns out. I have been wearing it. Even though okay, you're seeing me wearing a wool sweater now because this Memorial Week in the East Coast, it went down to 50 Fahrenheit. Right now it's going back up a little bit to 60. Hopefully it will but I don't think it's going to 70 today, so not going to the beach. But last week and the week before, I have been going to the beach 3 days a week. After work, I just went to the beach because the weather is amazing, and it is before Memorial Day, so it's still free. And I even went into the water, and every time I went there, I wear this hat. I even took some videos. If you want to see those videos, it's all in my Instagram at Be Extra Knitting. So I really love it, and yeah, it's perfect size for me. As you can see, the sun is really right in front of me now. The way I angle this camera, but you see, this is why I keep wearing it, because you see how it really works in preventing the sun from, from my view. Even though this is a knitting hat and this is really open and everything is really open, it actually is working. Actually, I was wearing this morning. I woke up and I started mowing this whole lawn. The grass has been really crazy, but it is, it's really amazing. Anyway, that's my first finished object, and I will take this off so I can show you the second. Oh, hey, hair! But you see how sunny it is, and this thing makes it like bearable. Of course, wear your sunscreen, people. I need to put on sunscreen also, but yeah. Anyway, this is the prototype. So the prototype, I made it a little bit way too big, and this is already the rim. It actually goes longer, but I just fold it and then clip it with this pin. This I got it from my ACS, American Chemical Society. Oh yeah, I am a pharmaceutical scientist with a chemistry and chemical engineering background. So if you see my video or channel description, I support arts and science. So that's pretty much it. During the day, I'm a scientist. After work, one of my passion is knitting now, or arts. But I really support arts, not just knitting. Anyway, that's for another episode. But this one is a bit way too big. However, check this out. This is still amazing, right? If I want to be incognito, I'm like, just bring me my coffee. Paint me like one of your French girls. How is she though? How is she? Can you imagine you go to brunch and you're like, I can't be bothered today. You just put it on. Put your sunglasses. Yes, we're extra. No, this still give you protection from the sun. Give me, because I'm not giving it to you, I'm keeping it. However, since it's so big, it gives you the freedom to style, freedom to pose, freedom to right. Oh, what is happening there? Oh, anyway, freedom. It gives you freedom. All right, so the sun is out. You see how it still gives me protection, but people really cannot see my eyes, but I can see theirs, right? Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Oh, another thing, because how open this is, even if the wind is blowing, let's say you're on the beach, the wind is blowing. You know how if you wear caps, when the wind is blowing, it will just go away. This is very sturdy. It just flop on your head. It doesn't go, and it lets the wind through it. Oh hey, ooh, oh hello. Yeah. So this is my second object. Yeah. And if I take this pin off, it will go down even more, and no one will definitely see my eyes. So I can definitely use that. But yeah, this I still like it, my prototype. But I definitely use it more for making statement, okay? Anywho, so, hair, okay. Oh, Goddess of Hair is really working today. Thank you, Goddess. What would be the goddess of hair name called? Keratini? Okay, Keratini. Hmm. Keratine. Keratini. Oh, Miss Keratini. Ooh, hello, you go, Miss Keratini. Okay. Anyway, so two objects down. Okay, now the sun is not out. I can lift my Miss Keratini gorgeousness out. Next, last episode also, 3 weeks ago, I was mentioning I was going to host a what do you call soiree in my backyard with this. This is my pizza oven. So I did. It went well. Um, I made Indonesian beef rendang. I made coq au vin, the French chicken in wine, slow cooked for 4 hours. I made panzanella, simple salad. Um, and I also, oh my god, I still have it. I made the star. Well, pizza is the star of the show. Another star of the show that we did not expect is this chocolate mousse ice cream with Grand Marnier liqueur, the orange liqueur. Oh my lord! I was using James Beard's American Cookery book, and there is in there chocolate. Oh, there's the sun. Chocolate orange ice cream, but I make it more like a mousse, and I let my friends try it, and they were asking, "Is this an ice cream or a mousse?" I said, "Yeah, it's mousse." Um, it's amazing. So, oh, okay. So yeah, I need to be productive. I need to start casting on because I'm a bit too extra right now. Anyway, so the soiree was really nice. We sat out here for 4 hours. The soiree start at 3:30. Actually, at 3, I said, door open at 3, and people already here at 3, and then we sat until 7, and the latest person or friend was here until 8:30. But I mean, we sat out here. Most of the party was here for 4 hours because it was much warmer than today, and the sun was really out. And I have this big tree here, so it covers most of this backyard, but you can get out of the shade if you want and go back into the shade. So we were in and out of the shade for 4 hours. So it was really nice. And the pizza was a hit, of course, as always. I cooked. No, I prepared my own pizza dough. Oh no, please don't start raining. Um, I prepare my own pizza dough. It's a 24-hour fermentation. I use the saltwater yeast salt book by Ken Forkish, and I use 70% hydration. Was it 60 or 70? I think it's closer to 65 percent hydration, because at the end I was calculating or reweighing every like the final dough. I think it was a little bit lower water amount, but it turns, I think I usually have, if you make your own pizza dough, you know what hydration level is. I usually use 70 to 75, but now I think I can update to 65 to 70 hydration, and it worked really well. and this oven went up to 750 Fahrenheit. So the cooking was really under 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, even I have to continue, to rotate it every 30 seconds so that it doesn't get burned on one side. And if you follow my Instagram at BExtra Knitting, you will see some pictures, even some, slow motion video of the fire inside the oven. All right, no more sun. So yeah, please watch it if you want to. So, yes. What was I saying? Why am I here? I say that all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. I was showing 2 finished objects. So the third one was, or supposed to be, the tank top that I was going to wear that day. But again, it was not really a summer day, even though it's warmer than today. We still needed some sweater, or a sweater. Everyone was wearing a sweater, so I was wearing my rugby polo shirt, long sleeves. But the tank top that I was making a tank top that I was planning to wear, and that one is cotton, so I did not wear it. However, this past weeks I have been going to the beach, and I took some pictures. So, and you can go to that Instagram to see that picture. So that is this guy right here. Oh my god. All right, no more sun. How is she though? This is my own design. The design, what do you call, inspiration came from my bathroom shower curtain. Yeah. I explained it in the last episode, and it looks like the shower curtain is an image of a peacock. So I made all peacock color, and I picked up this. Sure, I picked up this lace stitch. It's a regular lace stitch. I mean, you can Google it, any lace stitch. I forgot what it is called. I think it's, was it peacock? I guess it is. Was it peacock? No, it's not a peacock stitch. I forgot what. But anyway, just any stitch from a lace stitch resources, and then just apply to the tank top. Now this one is the back, and the front one is just a simple stockinette. Why? Because I want to have it. Oh, don't worry about this. I'm going to pick up this edge and just do I-cord, because I did not really finish it, but doesn't matter. I already wear it. I already declared as a finished object. But what's happening with you? Right. So this is just a stockinette, so that my nippleage area here is not shown, so I can be modest, soft, supple, yeah, when I'm in public and not on the beach. Like if I want to pick up the coffee before I go to the beach, I can wear it and not seeing my, it's mine, So yeah, but however, I really love this, and that's my current cast on, because I don't have any whip this time. So I got more yarn. I got this yarn from Queensland. So this is Queensland Coastal Cotton Ocean Twist. This one is Ocean Mist. What is the color? Well, this is the color. I get this from Sundragon Arts and Fiber. Online, I bought it online, but Sundragon Arts and Fiber, they also have a YouTube, so please follow them. It's called Sundragon Arts and Fiber. They always have like shop updates and like what they're making, so I like to follow them. And also they have a Zoom knit Tuesdays. If they are hosting it, please go ahead and join them. But they were having a yarn crawl discount for online viewers who cannot make it to their store physically, because you're somewhere in another state or too far. So I used that opportunity to pick up more yarn, and I've been getting just cotton yarns during with the start of summer or even in the spring, and I realized I like doing seasonal knitting, even though in the summer technically I should be knitting for the winter if I want to be ahead of the game, meaning I want to wear my new sweater for like Rhinebeck. Like for example, I knitted this last summer and I wore it to Rhinebeck last October. Anyway, doesn't matter. Be extra, be free. So yeah, so that's the third one. And next, when I went to the yarn crawl, New Jersey yarn crawl, I also picked up this yarn from Creative Knot in Ocean Grove, and this is cotton yarn by Universal Yarn. It's called Cotton Supreme Speckles, and I wanted to use this to make the hand towel that I was making. However, I decided to keep the hand towel color theme as the peacock. So I did not really use this. Now I decided to use it for a birthday gift shirt for my niece because this color is just perfect for that. So I designed a shirt for my niece, and I'm using my Lena magazine knitters yarn knitters year book for that, because I picked it up last Rhinebeck also, and I don't know, I have too many journals. I don't really need this, but when you go to Rhinebeck, can you really say no to things? I mean, you could technically, and you should, but where is this? So Abby, so my niece's birthday is gonna be in July. However, I finished it already, because I'm extra. So this is. So this, I don't know if you can see, is the design. Yes, that's the design. You see, it's just a simple shirt, short sleeves, lacy on the yoke, but not all over the yoke because I still want for coverage. And then scallop edge. Now, I did not know how to do a scallop edge, so for that design, I just start just like loaf notes. I start from this area, meaning that I don't. So it's top down, and I did not know how to scallop edge yet at that time. I just decided, all right, let me just start from here down right away on this last lacy stitch, and the lacy stitch is called the ostrich plume stitch. So if you just Google ostrich plume lace stitch, you will find it. So now that stitch pattern is 13 stitches repeat, or 13 with 1 and 1 stitch at the end just to bracket it. It makes it 15 stitch. So in meantime, the for her size, with this what do you call, with this yarn, which is a worsted, I need about 80 stitches, so 75 to 80 stitches. So I just decided with 75 stitches to begin with, and then I divided by 15. So because of that, so what is that, 1 2 3 5, yeah, right, 5 sections. I started with 5 section of the ostrich plume, and then going down, and then just increase in between section every other row. So 2 increases for each section every other row at the end. And this is how it turned out. Here it is. Well, I still need to weave all ends, but this is just to show you how it goes from from here, from a design to, it's not bad, right? This is the design, and this is the final product. So that's the design, and that's the final product. How is she though? Right? So, okay, let's talk more about this. So again, there's no pattern, and in between this, I do a reverse stockinette. Now, if I want to make this again, I would just do reverse stockinette, only maybe up to 2 stitches after each lace, and then just do a stockinette here. Doesn't matter, it looks nice still. But remember when I said 5 sections? It's an odd number. I forgot that human has even sides, front and back. Okay, you have your sides. Okay, 4 even number still. So how do you divide 5 evenly to a front and back, right? So I'm like, oh darn it, is this design a failure? Well, then I play around with the placement of this ostrich design until I get this. I was like, okay, I'm not mad at it. So what it is doing here, 5, so there's 1 2 3, sorry about the noise, 4 and 5. You see, so this is gonna be the front. I did not design, this is not my original intention of the design, to have the lace nicely fall on the front side of the sleeves like this. And only, but this one definitely I have in mind to have only one going down without too much opening here, but I want the same on the back side. But then if I want that, then at least start with an even number, Stephanus. But it turned out that even though it's odd number, it makes it more interesting, because on the front you have 1 2 3, and in the back it's making this V neck, or not V, inverted V. Still another design. So it's a different design from the front, from the back, and from the front. Ooh, this is also beautiful. Let me see if I want to use this. Yeah. So I love this. Now, I went back and just YouTube scallop edge bind off. So this isn't just a scallop edge bind off. The way you do it, pick up this was the uh provincial, was it, anyway, the start of the knitting. I pick it back up and then I knit one by one ribs for 8 rows. After 8 rows, to bind it off, every 6 stitches I start with knitting from the fifth stitch from the top. So drop that stitch, drop the first stitch, and pick up from the fifth stitch from the top and just knit a regular knit, and then knit the next stitch and then yarn over, and then do it every 6 stitches. So because of that, knitting from the fifth stitch from the top, there's this dip every 6 stitches and make it like a scallop. Now I do the same thing with the sleeve here, the same thing with the sleeve here. The only thing that I did differently from the bottom, I don't really like scallop too much because I think it's going from shirt to lingerie kind of thing, I'm thinking. So I just give it like a regular not a ribbing. So this is a garter stitch, but the other design factor or idea here is to have it like a split side, but the side is more on the front than really on the side. So instead of dividing it evenly, I like this split on the front. Ooh. So you see, so that's pretty much the design. Now I need, actually, I realize, remember the way I do bind off, knit from fifth stitch and then knit the next one and then yarn over, knit the next one, yarn over. If you know, I mean, if you've done bind off, there's so many types of bind off. So I found that this bind off is not really stretchy, right? And this is one thing about gifting or knitting gifts, especially garments. This is a reason why I have a provincial cast on, because I'm not sure. First, I did not know how to do scallop edge cast on. Another thing is, if I need to adjust the start of this, I need to be able to redo this. So instead of having this in the beginning, having this at the end, let's say I gift it to my niece and it's too tight, I still am able to undo this. But right now, I'm going to undo it anyway. I did some research to see the circumference of an 8-year-old head. On average, it's about 21.5 inch actually. And as you know, regular size head adult is 22, 23, and 21 is also, like if you have a smaller head. So I measured this circumference. It is exactly 21.5 inches, but that's really after, like kind of stretching it. And when you put on a sweater, a shirt, you don't want it to be too too tight around your head anyway, right? It's an indication that it's not your size when you put it on and it's too tight. So I'm going to undo that, and it's good because it is a bind off instead of cast on. So I just undo one row, and then I'm going to do a stretchy bind off, but scallop. So I'm going to have a mix of the regular bind off with the Jenny Surprisingly Stretchy bind off. and then see if that will give me 2 more inches of stretchiness. That way, when my niece put it on, she will find that it's not really, like too tight over her head, so it doesn't give the idea that it's not her size. So basically, that's it. Even though this is another thing is it's a high low. So as you see here, this is not stretching. This is the design. So I put the back with short row. I added short row in the back so that it will follow the curve of a human body. Because it is intended to be worn untucked. So yeah, I love it. I love the design. Again, no pattern, just be free, be extra. Okay. Um, is that the fourth? I guess that's the fourth. That's that's pretty much it. Um, Again, I did not have any whip yet, but I I got that yarn from the Sundragon Arts and Fiber because I want to make another one of this, but less what do you call coverage. Meaning, I want to have, because I really love this lace. I want to have this lace back and front. So I want, I can, assign that or wear that just as like a beach cover up kind of thing, or just on the beach. And also, June is coming, and I will be in Provincetown June 19th for the Queer uh, Man of Color Week. So it's not gonna be the Bear Week. I usually go to the Bear Week, but that's in July. I have something else. Well, I'm going with a friend coming from Atlanta and his husband, and we're going. So we did, and June time frame is the time frame that can work for all of us, and we already have a place in the main street of P Town, and and I cannot wait. I already have my hat. I already actually have 2 hats. Um, I have my hats. I have my modest, and I'm going to make not so modest one. So that will be that. Now, I also follow Gary Knits, Gary Writes. Head to his Instagram and YouTube if you have not. I will place the information here also. Um, and he is organizing the Pride Pot Mal. I always call it Pride Pot Mall, but Pride Pot Make Along starting June. And the idea here is to highlight queer knitters, creators, yarn dyers throughout the month of June. Last year, I interviewed every week of June some yarn dyers, knitters, creators. So I had Cesium Yarn, Rich from New Orleans. He makes what do you call project bags. And I also had Jules Picard Design from Boston, Massachusetts. Who is the fourth one? So Jules, Cesium, Rich. I'm sorry if I forgot, but anyway, go back to last year June episodes. So I haven't what do you call planned for this year, or which is coming up next week. However, Mackenzie from M to the Third Creations gave me idea. If I don't plan or schedule any interview, I can highlight in my episodes queer podcasters that I follow and talk about them. So the spirit of supporting each other is still, as a community, is still there. So please come back next time, and then I'll share with you, podcasters or queer, specifically queer podcasters that I follow. And if if you would like to find more, folks in this community, go ahead and follow them. Um, yeah. Other than that, I'm going to. So today, I think it's till 10 o'clock, or maybe not even, because I started mowing my lawn at 8. I'm not sure if my neighbor still likes me, but hey, I just throw another soiree. They'll like me. They love me. Um, you want to marry me? If you know where that's coming from, let me know. Uh, as you can see, the day is not sure if it wants to be sunny and sassy or dark and gloomy. Um, but I think I decided this to be a sunny and sassy day. After I'm wearing shorts, and after this, I'm going. I don't know. No, yes, I'm going to put this underneath my sweater. So if the day ever turned into sunny, I can just drive to the ocean. It's Ocean Grove, and there is the yarn store there, which is Creative Knot. Used to be Balzac. I hope it's gonna be a sunny day so I can enjoy the beach. Yarn. Anyway, I think I will come back in 3 weeks. So in 3 weeks, I will be getting ready for my P-Town vacation, and yeah, have come back and see what this will turn out. I can't wait to see how this turns out. By the way, if you follow RuPaul's Drag Race, who is your All-Star Stan winner? To me, I really want Deja to win. I just say that. I really want Deja to win. I love Deja. Deja has a YouTube also. Maybe I'll tag Deja's YouTube in this episode. She will not know why am I tag in a knitting YouTube. Deja, I want her to win. If she doesn't win, I like how they portray Deja in this All-Star Stand. Everyone can have their own opinion, but I think it's a good portrayal of Deja. I think they portray pretty good the first bracket. The second bracket, it just came out, so we'll see how it is. But I like the first bracket. It feels good watching it. I mean, there's some drama there, but it's not malicious type of drama. And the arts is just out of this world. Irene the Alien has stolen my heart too. I know Irene will go far. Even when she was out first in her episode, I know she will go far at some other time. And when she came back, I know she will slay. And she slayed, honey. Hunty, work boot mama. So I cannot wait to see the semifinal after they finish all this initial bracketing 3 episodes. Anyway, if you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, let's discuss. Tell me who your favorite is, who you want to win, how you feel about it. Are you gagging? Are you hating? Don't hate. Create. Elevate. Anywho, I don't know where I'm going, and this day is just getting colder and colder. And this is, oh, and what am I wearing? I'm saying that so YouTube will bracket it automatically and I don't have to edit. I don't edit video that much. I should. But what am I wearing? So I've talked about this a lot. Sorry if you wait this long for me to talk about this, but yeah, what am I wearing? No, I think I talked about this last year. I made this. The reason I made this, I was making the papillon shawl. um I have it in previous episodes. If you go back, I think I titled it papillon. I love it so much, and I was using just black gradation of gray to dark gray to white and black, so it was not colorful, which is love it. It's really when I was working on it, I knew exactly that I have to turn it into a sweater. I mean, I searched, I waited for, you know, the designer to come up with a sweater. It's not there. And I'm like, let's be extra, let's be creative, let's be free. So with that, I applied the design into a sweater, top down. Initially, if you go back to my episode, I also talk about this. Initially, it is just this guy right here, just like making the shawl. So if you think about the what do you call this, limestone color is not there. You see how it's kind of like the start of a shawl, right? In the back, it's also the same thing. So there's like a bib in the front, bib in the back. Now, after I finish with this teal color, you can see this. This is a huge short row from the front, bottom front, all the way to the back, bottom back, back and forth, 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 until it makes the top of a sweater, and then sleeve separation. So after back and forth, you see how that will bring us here, after short row all the way here. And then after that, I just sleeve separated it and then go down to the body. And after that, I pick up from the sleeve for this to finish the sleeve. I met the designer 2 Rhinebacks ago because my friend Chester from California was test knitting for her shawl, and uh, they decided to meet up. Or no, they did not decide to meet up. We ran into them when we were in Perfect Blend yarn store in Saugerties before we went to cake what do you call cake festival. They were parking while we were sitting outside knitting in front of Perfect Blend, and I did not know that was the designer. She was the designer of the papillon shawl that I would be making another year later. So last Rhinebeck, I Chester told me, you have met the designer. And I was like, oh, I did not know that was the design. She was the designer. So anyway, I hope I have a chance to meet her and then tell her, please make a sweater design, because I will get your design, just because I love your brain. Just having that shawl, I know that I love her brain. I love design that are really powerful, and it's just amazing. And I know she will make a great sweater with that design, and when that happens, I will pick up that pattern. I will knit it right away because I just really love it. Oh, this one is using a color changing yarn. It's called Freya. It's a 25 gram color changing yarn. So the good thing is you think that I changed this color in no, they're just changing color, and just the way the design is, it will change color for every section of this wing. So if you ever want to make the papillon shawl but just up until this size, Freya is one of the best candidate out there, because 25 gram, it changes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe I use 1.5. Is it 1.5? No. I think it's just one. Yeah, it's just one skein. So okay, of course, this first three, since it's really small, the first three is still the same color, but then after that, each of this section is a new color. So Freya is a great addition. I mean, not addition, option. Yeah, the day is really going south. So if she ever turn that design into a sweater, go for try Freya. But I don't know how far she will make that design, like the papillon on the sweater. Who knows? Maybe she will add something on the sleeve and the bottom. I don't know, but I'm so excited to pick up in the future if she ever make that pattern. Anywho, I think that's it from me. It's already 1 hour and I need to get another coffee because this is cold now. Even though it's Memorial Weekend, start of summer, we're still wearing wool in the East Coast. Anywho, be extra, be brave, knit that project that you have been wanting to knit or work on, even if you don't have the skill yet. By doing it, you're learning your skill. What if you make mistakes? So you make mistakes. It means you started. It means you started a project. So don't worry about things. It is just let your creativity flow freely. So be extra. All right, bye.